Hey everybody, it's been quite a while since we've done one of these.
Yes.
So thanks for joining us again. We're going to try to make this quick and as concise as possible and just let y'all know what's been going on.
We're never quick or concise.
No, but we're going to try. We can keep trying.
It was interesting. After about a month, we kind of ran out of gas. I know that we might have said that last time, but we were doing them like every day or every few days, and then we got sick, and Bria had a mini musical tour that she did, which took time out too. So
That we did.
I guess it was we. I did play, carried the suitcase, stuff like that. So anyway, we're glad to be back. We're thankful for you tuning in, and so definitely have some news for you. So go ahead, hon.
Yeah, we'll jump in with our pastor friends who so many of you have been supporting financially, supporting with your prayers. Let's see, Pastor V, who is the man in his 60s, probably, we don't know his exact age, but our guess is he's in his 60s, and he's the one who fled the southeast when the Russians invaded, took his family west, and then joined up with the military. So he had a spinal operation and has been in rehabilitation ever since in Western Ukraine, and he is now back fighting. We obviously don't know where exactly, but he's not necessarily in shape to be fighting.
Yeah.
But he said, he told us, he said, in a time of peace or under, other circumstances, I would not be released to go back and fight. But this is not normal circumstances. And because we're at war, they need all of the people they can get. So they're sending me back. So just be praying for him because he is still in pain. He's not fully recovered.
Yeah, he's just
yet.
Started walking and those kinds of things.
Yeah, so we don't know where they've positioned him. I highly doubt that he's like near Mariupol or anything. But even still, he's back in active duty now. So I'd be praying for him, continuing to pray for him.
Pastor O, and we are debating whether to use his name because he had to flee 2 weeks ago from southern Ukraine. It basically happens in the process that the military will take over a region.
The Russian
military, excuse me, thank you, will take over. They will start to place their own people in administrative positions, and their security forces will then begin to looking street to street and house to house for people that have been sympathetic to Ukrainian causes, Ukrainian military especially, and they round those people up, and those people end up disappearing. So lots of pastors that are shepherding people who have worked with the military, etc., they go missing or they are arrested on whatever charges, trumped up charges, and they're taken away. So Pastor O, that was coming for him. So he talked to his congregants as well as a co-pastor who wasn't involved nearly as much as he was, and left the co-pastor in charge, and he has fled to central Ukraine, which has now been bombed in the last several days. He, just for point of context, they have a car, but they don't have jobs. They barely have housing. They don't have lots of food because they don't have money, because he left most of his money with the people he was taking care of. So we're trying to get money to him. I just sent a couple $1,000 through another pastor to send to him once it gets on the ground so that he can take care of his family a bit. But he's also driving around as of yesterday. He wrote and told me this. He said, "Today I'm on the road all day. I serve the guys, the military guys. I traveled half the country, took bulletproof vests and other things for the military from Igor, who's a friend of ours that lives in Pennsylvania, and other things, and gave one to our friend who is in the hospital and is going to the front again, and that is Pastor V. These guys know each other, so we trust all of them. Anyway, so he is.
I did just want to make a comment on
sorry,
that. It's so incredible, and the Christians, especially our brothers and sisters in Ukraine, are just so inspiring to us. Like Pastor O and his family, they've been living for 2 months under Russian occupation. It's been just unimaginable circumstances. They've been having to help people fleeing from Mariupol, find people shelter all day long, every day, nonstop, just feeding people, finding places for people to sleep in schools, in churches, in their own home. Then they find out that the Russian
security forces,
I don't even know what we would call them,
FSB,
whatever, intelligent, whoever, bad people are looking for him, and he decides, okay, it's time to evacuate my family. They evacuate, get into safer territory, and immediately just jump in and start serving. It's not like they get to safety and they're like, okay, we're safe now. We can relax after 2 months of going nonstop. They just immediately jump in. So he sent us a picture of his wife. She jumped in with a local church who is cooking food for troops and the community. And so she's working in the church kitchen all day cooking for people. He jumps in and starts purchasing, gathering up, bulletproof vests and equipment to give to people who've joined up in the military and they don't have all the equipment they need. And he starts driving around, just delivering it.
We're not exactly sure how they're doing. It's sort of loaves and fishes type of stuff as far as fuel. We know how expensive that is. So
a lot of that is your money, though. The money that y'all have been giving is going to these pastors, and this is what they're using it for. It's not to go on vacation somewhere and take a breather after being under Russian occupation for 2 months. It's to buy fuel and bulletproof vests to go around and help.
Yeah, it is pretty incredible. We're thankful for Pastor O. There's many things to say, but I'll defer to you. So if you want to.
So our other pastor, Pastor B, same thing has happened. He's been aware for, I think he wrote us about a month and a half ago, that he had learned how they learn these things. I don't know, but he had learned that his name was on a list of people that the Russian forces were looking for. So he knew in choosing to stay that his life was in danger, but he just felt like the Lord was, telling him to stay. And so he and his family had chosen to stay this whole time. We were sending them the funds that y'all have been giving, and they were, like we've been telling you, buying food for not just their own church community, but neighboring villages who had been cut off completely from supplies, and feeding them. And then 3 days ago, Sunday? No.
It says yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Today we got...
Gosh, we have no sense of time. But anyway, so yesterday we got this message from him. Today we got several clear warnings from different people about us as a target for Russian Secret Service. Tomorrow we are planning to make an evacuation trip with my family plus a couple more ladies. Please pray for us. Mm-hmm. And that's the last that we heard from them. So just right now where you are, just pray for Pastor B and his family. We imagine from, the last message we had that they're currently trying to evacuate, but it's incredibly long to evacuate and incredibly dangerous, as they're going to have to go through multiple Russian checkpoints. So they need the covering of the Lord and angels as they go on their way. So we don't know where they are currently, what the current situation is, but we're just trusting them into the Father's hands, and just asking everyone that we know to pray for them, that they'll get out safely.
Yeah. want to continue to thank you guys. We've raised almost $80,000, and we haven't sent it all. As we've talked on past videos, we try to incrementally give as the need arises for different guys at different times. And so, you know, last week there was a different woman who needed a vehicle for the military, and so we were able to contribute to that. Most of it is going to the poor and the hungry. And Pastor B said this after we had written some messages at what Bria wrote, and he says, we have all we need, because I was asking about funding for him, but we think more about those who are staying over here. We leave everything over here, and we know that work and ministry that we've been building for the last 2 months of war will go on. I plan to continue to coordinate the ministry for the poor and hungry. So he's left some people in place and a team in place that are going to be picking up the mantle for him. So we'll still send money to him, and then he will proliferate it as needed. And we're just thankful that the Lord has given them the courage to do these things. It's pretty incredible. So
yeah, thank y'all so much. Just to the people, you know, many of you probably who are watching, just continue to bring us funds that your churches have raised, or just from you and your families. And we're just amazed at how the Lord continues to provide for our friends in Ukraine through all of you who don't even know them, but you care so. Sorry. Anyways, thank you. Oh, my face meshes my shirt now.
it's okay, hon. We'll try to do it more than every couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll be back on soon. But there's more news. It gets more dire. As a bully's back is up against a wall, a bully will do crazier things. So we just pray for God's protection for innocent children, as well as courage for those that are facing danger every day. So continue to pray for our soldiers and our friends that are soldiers that are in harm's way. We're very grateful for our American family, for the work that you have done on our behalf, and allowing us to do what we do.
Yeah, I pray also for a friend. He's from my church in Ukraine, and he already fought in this war in the beginning, 8 years ago when Russia first invaded. He was in the east fighting. He got relieved from duty and sent home, but he was kept on the reserves, obviously, and told, you know, if we ever need you, we're going to call you up again. And so once the invasion happened, we pretty much knew that he was going to be called up again. And he was, when was that, like
a month ago?
2 weeks, a month ago? I don't know. We sort of lose track of time, but he was called up. He's been, we don't know exactly where he's been, but we know that it's been a really, really bad place. So we get messages from his wife periodically saying, please pray for him. He just texted me or called me and told me that they're in a really intense battle right now. So the other day she had written and said, you know, please pray for him. He just wrote that they're in really intense fighting. And then we found out that he was injured. Thankfully, it was not life-threatening. A bullet went through his arm, which in one way was a blessing because he was taken off of the line of fighting and sent to a hospital. But also one of his
partner, his patrol
brothers, one of his friends was killed right next to him. So it's not just the physical danger that they're in, but also then the emotional and the psychological trauma of seeing your friends die right next to you. So just pray for him and pray for his family. He has a really sweet wife and young daughter.
Try to keep you up to date on how he's doing.
Yeah, so last week we knew he was still in the hospital. He was going to be moved. The hospitals are overrun, as you can imagine. So they were trying to move him around and find him a hospital where they could treat him and he could recover. So yeah, pray for him as well. Pray for us. The Lord keeps opening up just opportunity after opportunity to do things for Ukraine, like doing the, shirt fundraisers. We've also done about 6 concerts, benefit concerts so far. We have 2 more coming up, speaking at churches, and which it's just all, we're so thankful that God is giving us these opportunities to feel useful, because it's hard being so far away from everyone that we love, and not being able to help them physically. So being able to raise funds for them and do things and feel like we're helping them is really good. But it also definitely takes a toll, just physically and emotionally. So yeah, just really emotional today.
We're emotional every day. That's just the way that it is.
Yeah. So we'll stop because I don't like crying on camera.
We love you guys. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being amazing. And we'll do another one of these in the next few days.